Hi Taurus, welcome to your April 2020 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. Oh boy, I was wondering if that train was going to go by, so we'll see. Hopefully it's just a commuter train. I think it is. Oh, these cards are a little bit stuck together, so. Okay. I'm just collecting these cards. So with the general focus, it's not like just a love reading or just a career reading or anything like that. So I try to be as flexible as I can. With the heart of the matter, I mean, if we look at it from the love position, the Knight of Wands can be being hung up on somebody who is, this card is connected to Sagittarius, but I connect it to Aries, and the other fire sign is Leo. But anybody, maybe they have fire energy in their personal planets, or they just have this non-committal, or is it uncommittal? Yeah, non-committal nature, don't want a commitment. They're very sexy. They're very like hot because we're talking about fire energy, but passionate, but they're not necessarily marriage material or settling down material. And that may be the sticking point with you, because Taurus can be hot too, but you want something permanent. Yes, of course, there are always Taurus people that are outliers, and if I looked at their charts, they might have a lot of Gemini or what have you, or maybe even Aries, but I think even Gemini would be more unlikely to settle down. And they, just like to flirt, and they like affairs, but they don't necessarily want something permanent, because that's what the Knight of Wands is. Knight of Wands is sowing their oats. And this certainly could be you if you're feeling this sense of emancipation from a situation that felt very confining, because we have in the past position the Judgment card, albeit in the reversed position, which can be like a legal judgment, but maybe it's a legal judgment that didn't exactly go your way, and you're kind of reacting to this by acting out, by like saying, okay, I'm going to just get mine. I'm going to, or maybe it's just kind of like licking your wounds in a sense. But it can be too a lack of judgment, which is leading you to this individual. So it's a very interesting situation, and going with that theme of relationship, the spiritual message is the Three of Swords is a card of rejection. So this goes along with, somebody who's coming from a divorce or a relationship that didn't work out, where you may be acting out because you feel unloved. You feel rejected by that other person if they initiated the divorce, separation, whatever you want to call it. So that's how you're trying to make yourself feel better, and you may find that it isn't working, because when people do things for the wrong reasons, it tends not to be very a very good outcome. It tends to be more like you're reacting to something rather than acting, and not really acknowledging the pain. Maybe not taking time to acknowledge that you're hurting, and just trying to relieve it through physical encounters, and finding yourself more and more empty as a result. If this is another person, if the Knight of Wands is somebody that you recognize is that you're dealing with, maybe you're hung up on this person. The Three of Swords is saying the longer that this person refuses to commit, the more rejected you're going to feel. And you need to like really think about that, because you might be giving them the benefit of the doubt and yet being very frustrated that it seems as if they keep at it. They just keep like, how can I put it? Doing the same thing over and over again. And it never seems like, as long as you've been with them, it doesn't seem like you're getting closer to a commitment. And that's the problem. And it's really also, I think, with the Three of Swords, kind of preventing that scenario from taking place. Preventing yourself from having to feel those feelings that are inevitable. And really, it might be unrealistic for you, because you might have been expecting too much from somebody that didn't have it in the first place, that wasn't capable of giving you that type of relationship in the first place. And when that happens, a person is, really barking up the wrong tree. And it isn't the other person's fault. They may have been showing you exactly who they were, and even saying, look, I'm not, we can have friends with benefits, but I'm not interested in anything more. And then you still expect more. Well, that's kind of crazy, But anyway, if this is a work situation, I was thinking, the first thing I thought of was that you're kind of like, oh, now I can't think of that term. Like a free agent kind of a thing. Maybe you've been released from a company and you're kind of like somebody for hire. And it can feel very exciting in the sense, because you might have felt tied down, but you still may have underlying feelings of, negative feelings based upon how it was that you were released from your past employment. With the Judgment card in reverse, maybe you took the chance on arbitration, something in the workplace, and you lost your bid, and then, you were kind of out there. Or even if you initiated leaving, it's still kind of might be, there might be like things that hurt about it. So it's really a matter of being able to see the situation from a higher perspective. And the higher perspective now, the Three of Swords is the position of the higher perspective, but a higher perspective even than that is understanding that even pain has information for you and can lead you to a better place. So not to wallow in the pain, but to use it to kind of guide you going forward. What crosses you is the Two of Wands. You may even have some desire or offer to work overseas, far away, and you're not really sure. I pointed out before that there's another hand on the, one of the wands. Somebody mentioned that to me. So it could be that you feel like it's not just your decision, that you have to consult with somebody else. So for instance, if this is a workplace situation, a job offer, that you have to consider your family, not just, whether you're married or not, but that can certainly be. But if you have aging parents or something, if you babysit your brother or sister's kids, and you feel like you're their main babysitter and you would be leaving them in the lurch, you may be missing an opportunity to really expand, to grow. And so if this has come up for you, you should definitely think about this. In in terms of a personal relationship, the Two of Wands can be that perhaps this person is already taken. And that's why they come across as this person who has a hard time committing, because they already have a primary relationship. And maybe they said they're divorced and they're really not. Or maybe they are just, or in your case, you might be having a hard time deciding whether or not to let go of this relationship because of the passion that's involved. And being a Taurus and being very connected to the senses, to your senses, that may be extremely hard for you to kind of like let go of if it's really good, you know. But anyway, I wanted to say before I continue, happy birthday to those of you who are born at the end of April, the first 10 degrees, because you're going to have a solar return, so that's wonderful. Okay, so what's coming in is represented by the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of teamwork. So you may be a hired gun, if you will, and you are still, you know, you do land a position, whether it's temporary or permanent. The Three of Pentacles suggests something more permanent, but where you get along with the other people there. The Three of Swords can even be that there was some kind of problem with, you know, being I was going to say a fifth wheel, but I'm talking about the number 3 here. But just like that 3 is a crowd, that there's that kind of like triangulation. That's why they say triangulate, because including, you know, at least 3 parties. So it's like somebody in the workplace kind of poisoning the well, telling bad things that somebody else said about you to you, and then telling that person what you say in response to the other person, and a lot of negativity. And this is like a much more constructive type of thing going on here, because we're talking about Pentacles, which, by the way, is what Taurus is connected to, is the earth element with Pentacles. But it's also about, you know, the productivity, the tangibility of something, that something is really happening, is really, you know, that people are cooperating perhaps and getting, you know, doing a good job together. And the outcome is the Four of Pentacles. So this could be a situation of financial security as a result. If this is a personal relationship, this might be a relationship with somebody who's more conservative, who is more practical. The Knight of Wands is double fire energy, so they're very untamed, but also kind of chaotic. And this, we have two, what's coming in and the outcome cards are both Pentacles, so it talks about something much more grounded and a sure thing. So whether it's workplace matters or your love life, it is great. I like it a lot, Taurus. There you have it. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you'd like a personal reading, especially since you're having your solar return, I do transits, important transits are coming up in the next year, kind of trying to put into perspective, you know, what you can expect in your solar return time period of the next 12 months. And in some cases, people get a combination of that and a natal chart interpretation. I have that type of reading too. Check me out at rainandmoonastrology.com. The link is below Take care. Bye.